Hey fifth graders, I am going to do a modeling of the subtraction of decimals. These are not the ones that are in your packet, but I'm going to show you how to do it. And then we'll just go over the estimating again really quick, and then how to actually subtract, and then you can go ahead and get started on your packet. So you're going to see problems that look kind of like this. And the directions say, shade in the total number needed with a highlighter. Then X out the number you are subtracting to find the difference. If you don't have a highlighter, you can just use your pencil and you can lightly shade in the number that you're starting with and then use X's to mark off this number. I actually don't have a pencil down here, so I can't show you that example. So I'm just gonna use my highlighter. Or you could use like a light marker or something like that, but again, a pencil is just fine. So you are going to be shading in this total number, the number that you're starting with. If you need to count them out individually, so be it. But remember, you've got 10 squares in each column here. So I can shade in kind of going like this. There's 1, 2, so I can say like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 57. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I shaded in 57 cubes because that's the number I was starting with. I was starting with my 57 hundredths, and each one of these cubes is 1 hundredth. Okay, so then you can take your pencil or whatever else you've got going here, and we're gonna cross off 18 hundredths, which means we're gonna cross off 18 of these cubes. You can cross off technically whichever 18 of the colored in ones that you want, but you also want to make it easy on yourself, okay? So I like to start from the end and work my way back. So I'm gonna cross off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, so I crossed off my 18 and now I need to figure out what is left. What's left over of what I shaded in the pink? So I could count out every single one of them individually, but again, I know if I have a full row filled in that I have 10 hundredths. So I have 10 hundredths because I have this whole row. I have another 10 hundredths, so that's 20 hundredths. I have another 10 hundredths, so that's 30 hundredths, but then I get to this row and I don't have a full row in. So I have 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. I have 39 hundredths left. Okay, so then moving over to this one. I have 90 hundredths minus 70 hundredths. So I know that I can shade in 9 full rows to start out with because I've got 90 hundredths. I know that 1 row equals 10 hundredths. So I can go ahead and shade it in. Doesn't have to be perfect, but make it at least somewhat nice. Okay, and then I am crossing out 70 hundredths. Now that's kind of a lot. You can sit here and you can go 1, 2, 3, 4. You can sit here and cross out all 70. But I keep repeating that 1 full column here is worth 10 hundredths. Okay, so if 1 whole one here is worth 10 hundredths, I've got 70 hundredths. I can cross out 7 of them. So I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or I could have used big X's too. Okay, so now I'm left with I can count them out. I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I'm left with 20 hundredths. I could have also just said I have 2 full rows left, and I know that there are 10 hundredths in each of them. Okay, so these are examples of what you're going to be doing on your practice pages. If you look at the next page, because we're going to just do some estimating examples. I'm just going to use, we'll use a blank piece of paper. Okay, so the page 28, remember, is estimating. And we talked yesterday how estimating, we have to round the numbers to the nearest whole first. So if you've got 76 and 6/10 minus 35 and 1/10, I don't want you to solve this right now. I want you to round first. So you need to circle, whether you're circling just the number in the one spot or you're circling just this whole number, knowing that it's either going to stay at 76 or go up to 77. But that depends on what your next door neighbor says. Go next door. If it's between 5 and 9, you round up. If it's 0 through 4, you stay. So this 6 tells me that I'm rounding up. All right, and then we've got 35 and 1/10. Okay, I need to look at this number. I need to go next door. My next door neighbor is going to tell me what to do. If it's 0 through 4, I stay. I stay at 35. If it's 5 through 9, I go up to 36. Because it's 0 through 4, I stay at 35. So I'm going to subtract 35. Okay, so I do 7 minus 5 is 2, and 7 minus 3 is 4. So what I'm saying here is that 76 and 6/10 minus 35 and 1/10 is about 42. Okay, but if I were to actually solve it, so now looking at page 28, 29, you're actually solving the problem. I would go, I'd have to line up my decimals just like yesterday. When you line up your decimals, you are making sure that you're lining up your place value, so it's really important. Okay, so I'm going to say 6 minus 1 is 5. Make sure to bring down my decimal. 6 minus 5 is 1. And 7 minus 3 is 4. So before on the other page, I said that it was going to be about 42. And if I were to round up 41 and 5/10, if I were to round that to the nearest whole, I would be rounding it up to 42. So I was right, it was really close to 42. So you can always look between those two pages, between 28 and 29, to be checking in and saying to yourself, are these close? Are these similar numbers, or is one really different from the other? Let me know if you have questions about subtracting fractions. If you need to watch this video one more time through, maybe to better explain it or to be working right alongside with it, go forward and do that. But let me know if you have any questions.